Whenever you have a two-story house, you always have a stairwell. And what we have here is a band joist connecting the two levels. And that quite often is a little bit out of plane from the other walls. So we don't want to put a seam in this area. I'm going to do what I can to avoid a seam. But automatically, a lot of people think, that's a perfect place for a seam. It's a nice solid surface. But we want to avoid that because that's where it's most likely going to crack. So when I hang this wall, I'm actually going to start with a 2-foot rip on top, come down with a 4-foot high sheet, and then the third sheet will have a seam right here and about here. So we've bridged this whole area, no seam there. And I'm actually going to introduce drywall adhesive at this point instead of putting screws in here, which are very likely to pop because of the shrinking of the lumber and possible movement in this framing. I'm going to do whatever I can to avoid potential problems. So by bridging this, not having a seam in this area, I'm eliminating a potential bump and actual problems with cracking. The screws are going to be along the top and bottom edge and down about 8 inches or so, but nothing in the center area. This technique is extremely important. When you do drywall work, it's not necessarily always minimizing the seams, or I'm not even really concerned if there's a gap here and there. I'm more concerned about seam location. And by not having a seam in the wrong spot, I'm eliminated that problem, not necessarily during the taping process, but long term. A year from now, I'm not worried about this seam cracking or ridging. We've really solved that problem.